I want to advise you that because you are a city employee, you do not have unfettered freedom of speech here tonight. While you do have the limited right to speak on matters of public concern, you can be held accountable for the things that you say, especially if they undermine the integrity of the city offices or disrupt morale.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Any personal disputes...
Who informed you of what I was going to speak about? Nobody even seen my letter until tonight. So how do you know that?
I'm just advising you. I don't know what you're going to say.
Do you advise every employee that comes from the city to speak like that? Or just me?
Quite honestly, you're the first employee that I've been here for that has asked to speak before the city.
Right.
So I am advising you. Additionally, you're aware that there are ongoing issues. The city law department is aware of ongoing issues. I am advising you as a courtesy to you because you are a city employee. Now, and as part of what I'm advising you, any personal disputes and grievances that you want to air here tonight, they are not protected.
If it pertains to the city and is general, then it will be heard.
Okay. I'm advising you before you speak, think before you speak. Matters of public concern, you have a limited First Amendment protection. Personal matters, grievances, you do not...
This is nothing to do personal, it's all city. City, not personal, city.
Just think before you speak.
Listen.
Finally, for your benefit as well as the room's benefit, the council members have been given legal advice that they're not to respond or comment tonight due to the fact that some of what you may say may be the subject of pending matters. Okay, with that, the podium is yours.
Okay. My name is PJ Leonard of 97 West 54th. Knowing my experience as a political operative in past Jersey City municipal elections, I was asked by Mayor Davis in November of 2013 to help him with his June 2014 mayoral campaign. I have known Mr. Davis since we played Pony League baseball when we were 13 years old. For which the people that don't live here or never lived here, it's on First Street adjacent to the Little League field. With no hesitation, I told him I will not only help, but seek out others that might be also interested in helping. Let's not fool ourselves and make it seem we are all righteous constituents here. Most of us are locals who get involved for one reason or another, whether looking for notoriety, jobs, or contracts. There is always an angle. The rest are out-of-town opportunists like Mr. DeMarco and Mr. Wondolowski who seek financial gain while having you believe that this is just a job. You see, I was the one who introduced the mayor to Mr. Wondolowski, and he in turn introduced the mayor to Mr. DeMarco. And for this, I apologize to the people of Bayonne. During the course of the campaign, I was privileged to many conversations about what could be done to personally benefit financially. For example, the real estate deals being done through Keller Williams, where Mr. Wondolowski is an agent, or Mr. DeMarco advising developers to use law firms that are supporters of Mayor Davis, like the one Nicholas Chevroletti has been with since Mayor Davis won the campaign. We don't really think this is a coincidence that little Nicky took a job at Reiner Lesniak and developers fired their lawyers and hired Reiner Lesniak to represent them, do we? Or utilizing a consultant company like Suburban Terrace Inc., which is spearheaded by Mr. DeMarco's friend Jeff Myers, who consults for the mayor, and Carroll Engineering, in which the latter received a substantial contract from the city. Maybe this is all a coincidence. I was personally singled out by Mr. DeMarco because I don't bow down to him or refuse to allow him to intimidate me like he does others and give in to his arrogant Napoleon complex. He even lowered himself by instructing Mr. Coffey and the law department to seek discipline action after I supposedly referred to him as a scumbag. A word that is in the Merriam-Webster dictionary that is defined, and I quote, a dishonest, unkind, or unpleasant person. Well, if you walk like a duck and talk like a duck, you must be a duck. Initially, there was no complainant, or was there anyone named who I was supposed to have referenced this statement to? It amazes me that Mr. Coffey and the law department would try to bring disciplinary action against me for supposedly using the S word. In a confined office that was occupied by another male co-worker and a male Davis supporter who frequents not only City Hall, but especially the office the co-worker and I shared. Three men who usually talk rash amongst themselves daily and consider it normal. It amazes me that the F word is and was used by the mayor, some of the city council, Mr. DeMarco, Mr. Wondolowski, and Mr. Coffey on a regular basis. Mr. Coffey even used the F word in the meeting while he was informing me about the S word. How ironic. I thought the F word always trumped the S word. So now for tomorrow, Mr. DeMarco has hired, using city monies, an outside law firm he had dealings with prior to Bayonne to argue a claim that I used the S word so he could try to blemish my clean record as a City of Bayonne employee. How much will this cost the city? Does anybody know? Is there any other avenues to utilize these monies? Some will say I am completing and exposing all the wrongdoings of City Hall because I am not given a salary I was promised. Well, that's half true. I was only seeking a salary that someone can live on. I was originally promised by the mayor to receive $50,000 to handle constituent services back in November 2013, prior to Mr. DeMarco entering the campaign. A job that the last administration paid their employee $75,000. Instead, Mr. DeMarco thought I should start as a clerk and be paid $35,000. This is a man that feels 2% raises for city employees is a good thing, while he tries to negotiate with the city council a 25% raise for him and his schoolboy chum, Mr. Wondolowski, using the mayor's influence, so they can pay their Bernardsville and Jersey City taxes, while our own city employees cannot afford to live in their own town. If the concern for the budget reflected lowered wages, why did you add over $2 million in new salaries and benefits? After reading on NJ.com about the city of Kearney illegally paying benefits to part-time counsel against state statute, I made protected communications to the state of New Jersey Civil Service that part-time council members in the city of Bayonne were receiving illegal health benefits. Repayment was not being made. Will these premiums be paid back to the city? Mr. DeMarco, do we know the law? Is this why other city workers have been penalized? Because in the words of the front office, PJ made this happen? Well, I'm sorry. I also made protected communications regarding UEZ utilization of certain media outlets. Hudson County TV has received over $20,000 in ill-gotten ad revenue from the city of Bayonne. UEZ. This was directed by Joe DeMarco to Terrence Malloy, head of the UEZ. The city of Bayonne has never utilized Hudson County TV prior to this administration. This is a YouTube North Hudson outlet. Hudson County TV provides no audience for the city of Bayonne and does not justify spending $20,000. It was used in the campaign to benefit Mayor Davis on Joe DeMarco's insistence. They supposedly exposed the taping of the firemen in the firehouse during the campaign, while it was actually Mr. DeMarco who gave the tape to Hudson County TV. I also exposed favors done for Mr. Wondolowski's friends that put his friends in front of over 150 city residents that have been waiting over a year to have their trees trimmed. I guess if someone and his fellow benefactors stand to make over $400,000, yes people, $400,000 in real estate commissions, what is wrong with trimming a little tree and making others wait? Last but not least, I made protected communications involving an engineering firm's $5,000 unreported cash contribution given to Mr. DeMarco to assist with the Davis election campaign. The engineering campaign in return received a professional service contract with the city of Bayonne. So I guess you could pay to play if giving it to the right person. To the council, I ask you to step up and correct these wrongdoings and start to realize what is really going on here. There has been numerous decades of friendships destroyed and splintered because of financial greed. If this continues, you will be sitting in the crowd and not up there in 3 years. There have been countless times I have come to you individually and as a group to correct or stop this insanity. But whether it was inexperience or blindness, nothing was done. I ask you now to correct the wrongdoing done to the city of Bayonne and to others who weren't deserving of these cruel acts. I am sure after I leave this rostrum, there will be allies of Mr. DeMarco and Mayor Davis that will try to soil my name. To them, I say don't even bother. For every one of you who say something negative, I have 200 who will speak highly of me. I will take that percentage. I never hid who I was, who I am, and who I will be.